This is the 117. This gun takes the same part, but now here's the problem with this. This is a pin in here that holds the second lever in. It's not threaded. So now I've taken out 3 of the screws because I don't think you need to see me take out screws. So I'm going to take out 1 more because I want it to hold it in position. Now that that's, let me put this over here, parts bowl. Now this is held, this pin, pivot pin, by the way, which is this pin right here, and there's no screw on the other side. You tap this, and what holds this in, I need to show you that. What holds this pivot pin in is this lip. It's just barely catching the top of that pivot pin. So now you tap this, and that comes out. And when you take it out, it's the same. Everything on this end is the same as other. Here's what's going to happen more than likely. Turning this over and so on forth, this pivot pin drops out. And when you go to put it back in, it's not there. And what this is it just comes out real easy. That's it. Just drops on your basement floor. Try to find that. So then, how do you fix the gun then? I don't know how many I've seen with a screw. I put a Phillips screw in here, filed it, the head of it down so it would slide underneath there, but didn't even cut it off to the right length. It's sticking out like that. Do we have another one here someplace? No. There's many of them. So you need to put this back in first, this pivot pin. And it has to be down all the way. And it is. Then we slide this in. Just gently tap, still tap, tap, tap. Put the 2 screws in. You're ready to go. This is the worst Benjamin gun they've made. Let me put the screw in so I can show you. Why do I have some? I have all the models of this type because it's the collection. What makes it bad, I'll show you as soon as I get the screw in, but I have to have the screw in. Of course, these little screws never want to go in. They always take for me. Okay. I only need one to hold it in place. Now, I am quite sure that there's a lot of guys out there that are very good at engineering. Why would you engineer something like this? You see, when I press down on this, what happens to this? It wants to pull this down, pull this down, pull this down, and it bends the pump rod. Not just that, they made this was a good one. It's made out of brass. They made them out of pot metal. And what happens to them? They break, they're brittle, they fall apart. And this model is the 110, the 112, the 117, and the 150. Can you buy this muzzle plug? Yes, This muzzle plug they have in brass, didn't for a long time, but now they've got them back in stock, and they made a lot of them. It's $59.95 plus shipping, plus $3 insurance if you want it, plus possibly tax. In fact, if you'd like to know to repair this particular gun, if you replace everything in here, let's see, muzzle plug $59.95, valve kit $34.95, pump rod $15.95, pump rod sealed $9.50, valve spring $8.25, exhaust valve $29.95, shipping $10, shipping insurance $3 if you want it, possibly plus tax. Oh, and screws $4.50 each. There are 4 in the muzzle. So that comes out to $171.55. You might not even have paid that much for the gun. But that doesn't mean all things are busted in here. If you have one of these, and it doesn't have a brass muzzle, I would suggest, first of all, that you cock it and you make sure there's not anything in here. See there? No question about it. And now, this is the pin, the locking pin, that locks this to the breech, so it's locked. No, 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 don't do that. I found the safest way is to take my middle finger, yeah, right, to this model, press it down, my handle, press it, and it pops, and ready to go. Now, an interesting thing, there are some, let's see if I have one here. No, I don't have one handy. But again, to pump this, it's not even cocked. Let's see, now, like so, and pumped, and nothing. What the heck is that? What's that all about? There's a problem with this gun. What's wrong? That spring. That spring's on the inside. I had another video that shows you everything that's in here and how to repair these. This spring is weak. This spring, $8.25, you know, the shipping and all that stuff. I fixed one of these because I couldn't find any place when I first started this to get these. So I took 2 needle nose pliers and a little torch, and carefully I lined them up, and pulled it apart about 1/4 inch. Don't put it on an angle. Don't pull it apart too much. And pulled it apart 1/4 inch, and it worked. Worked really well. I'm not suggesting you do that. It's your gun, your job. But it worked. So now, will this gun even work? Yes, here's what's happening. I unlocked it. I cocked it. One pump, just like before. Pull it apart, press it down, and this. Yeah. This spring is pushing against 2 valves. The inlet valve and the exhaust valve. This spring is pushing them closed. If it's weak, it can't push them closed. Now what's opening them? Behind this cap, there's a spring. It's pushing against, it's called the hammer. The hammer is pushing against the spring indirectly. It actually, it's this